Welcome to PreMath. In this video, we have got this semicircle with a center O and this quadrilateral ABCD fully inscribed inside this semicircle, as you can see in this diagram, such that this chord CD equal to this chord BC, and moreover this angle DAB is represented by x degrees. And this angle ABC is 65 degrees. And now our task is to calculate this angle X. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe. And please keep in mind that this figure may not be 100% true to the scale. Let's go ahead and get started. And now let's recall the definition of a cyclic quadrilateral. If all the vertices of a quadrilateral lie on the very same circle, then such kind of quadrilateral is called the cyclic quadrilateral, as you can see in this diagram. And here we can see all these points A, B, C and D lie on the very same circle. So no wonder such kind of quadrilateral is called the cyclic quadrilateral. And furthermore, the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral have a total of 180 degrees. If I label this angle as alpha, this angle as beta, this angle as gamma, and this angle as delta, then the sum of these two opposite angles, alpha plus gamma, must be equal to 180 degrees. And likewise, the sum of these two opposite angles, beta plus delta, must be equal to 180 degrees as well. So therefore, we conclude that this given quadrilateral ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, since all of its vertices A, B, C and D lie on the very same circle. Furthermore, this angle and its opposite angle BCD, the sum is going to be 180 degrees. So therefore, we conclude that this angle BCD is going to be equal to 180 degrees minus x. And if we add these two opposite angles, it adds up to 180 degrees indeed. So thus our angle BCD turns out to be 180 degrees minus x. And now we are going to think outside the box, and I'm going to connect these vertices B and D, as you can see in this next step. And now let's focus on this triangle BCD. And we can see that this triangle is an isosceles triangle, since this side length equal to this side length. And since this triangle is isosceles, so therefore this angle must be congruent to this angle. If I call this angle alpha, then this angle has got to be alpha as well. And now let's recall the triangle sum theorem. According to this theorem, the sum of three interior angles in a triangle is always 180 degrees. So therefore, in this triangle BCD, the sum of these three interior angles must be equal to 180 degrees. So therefore, I can write alpha plus alpha angle once again plus 180 degrees minus x must be equal to 180 degrees. And now let's combine the like terms. And now we are going to subtract 180 degrees from both sides. This is gone as well. So we are ended up with 2 times alpha minus x equal to 0. Now I'm going to move this x on the other direction. So therefore 2 times alpha turns out to be equal to x. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 2 to isolate alpha. So this 2 and 2 is gone. So therefore angle alpha is going to be equal to x divided by 2. So therefore our this angle alpha turns out to be equal to x divided by 2. And likewise this angle alpha is x divided by 2 as well. And now let's recall the Thales theorem. According to this theorem, if A, B, and D are three distinct points on the circle where the line AB is the diameter, then the angle ADB is a right angle. In other words, the angle is going to be 90 degrees. And as you can see in this triangle ABD, the points A, B, and D are on the very same semicircle, whereas this AB is the diameter. So no wonder this angle ADB is going to be 90 degree angle. And now let's focus on this right triangle ABD. And I'm going to label this angle as our angle beta. And now let's recall the triangle sum theorem once again. The sum of three interior angles in a triangle is always 180 degrees. So therefore, the sum of all these three interior angles, x, beta, and 90 degrees must be equal to 180 degrees. So therefore, I can write angle beta plus angle x plus 90 degrees must be equal to 180 degrees. And now we are going to subtract 90 degrees from both sides. This is gone. So therefore, our angle beta plus x is going to be equal to 90 degrees. And now I'm going to move this x on the other side. So therefore, this angle beta turns out to be 90 degrees minus x. And now let's make an observation. We can see the sum of these two angles, alpha plus beta, is equal to 65 degrees. So therefore, I can write angle alpha plus beta equal to 65 degrees. And now we know our angle alpha is equal to x divided by 2, and our angle beta is 90 minus x. So therefore, we are going to substitute the values. Alpha angle value is x divided by 2 plus beta angle value is 90 degrees minus x equal to 65 degrees. And now let's combine these two angles. X divided by 2 minus x is going to give us negative x divided by 2. And now I'm going to move this x divided by 2 on the right hand side, and at the very same time I'm going to move this 65 degrees in the opposite direction. So therefore, I can write x divided by 2 equals to 90 degrees minus 65 degrees. And we know 90 degrees minus 65 degrees is simply 25 degrees. So therefore, x divided by 2 turns out to be 25 degrees. And now I'm going to tweak the right hand side. I can make it a fraction by just putting 1 underneath. And now we are going to cross multiply. So therefore, our angle x value turns out to be 50 degrees. So thus our angle x value turns out to be equal to 50 degrees. And that's our final answer. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos. Bye.